Hello, Dusty and Andy. Good morning. Give me a radio check here. Let me know that you can hear me okay. Before I start babbling away here. Can anybody hear me? Nobody can hear me. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Thank you, Dusty. Dusty says it's snowing in Salt Lake City. It's beautiful out here, but about 60 degrees.
Okay, so listen, here you go.
Hold on just a second, let these cars
go by.
Alright.
And Mary, when she went to the tomb, beheld a messenger who was white as snow. Salt Lake City. That snow was a messenger for day 13.
Alright. Thank you for the snow. Okay, so it's day 13 out here. I'm gonna pull behind a little bit. Get my gears shifted. We're on a nice flat stretch of road. For a little while, we actually just came over about a 5 mile gentle climb, so we're on the other side of that. Now we're flat. Matthew's probably about a mile ahead of us. He's just going for it. But, Joe and I are hanging back today, taking a little bit easy on these first couple miles because we got you can see the mountains ahead of us. We're going to the top of those today. It's about a 6 mile climb, or 6 miles to get up those mountains, and it's over 1,000 feet climb in those 6 miles. So we're just trying to save our legs and our shoulders and our backs and everything, our butts for that climb. But Matthew doesn't have to worry about that because he's got a 16-year-old body, so he's leading the charge. Thank you, Matthew. So day number 13, we're out here riding today for balance in our lives. Balance in our lives. All right. If you would like to live track us and our speed, you can go to glimpse.com. Look for the Freedom Ride 2316 tag, all lowercase, all one word. If you're watching this on a replay, join us live every day on Periscope. You can go to periscope.com, watch things there, or you can get an app on your phone and watch us live there. If you sign up to follow us, you will get a notification when we are about to do a live broadcast. And you can pop in and join the discussion, send texts, direct my camera, and we can learn together. So this is our last day in the Mojave Desert for a little while, for maybe a week. Once we get up into those mountains, we'll be at 4,800 feet elevation, and things change in the pine trees and beautiful sceneries up there. Not that this isn't beautiful, it's just going to be a little bit different. And it's going to change very quickly. The desert has been very kind to us up here, being at about 1,000, 2,000 feet. We're getting some cooler days. And we're also waking up at 4:35 in the morning to get out here a little earlier, so we're finishing earlier, which has been a really nice change and helped us recover a lot more. Okay, so let's give you some views of behind. The desert is a very, very interesting place. Everything's on the edge out here because of the obvious lack of water. And this is a great lead into the discussion today. It's about balance. Everything out here is in balance. If it's not in balance, it's dead. See a lot of dead stuff on the side of the road. So it's the same in our lives. It's that simple. Balance. Without balance, we die. It might not be physically, but maybe mentally or physically. So today we're writing for balance. It's an important one. And there's a question in there, of course, with all these posts. Ask yourself. The obvious cliche one is, am I balanced? But there's some deeper questions in there and some formulas that are also available in The Storm, which Joe up there wrote. And he's got some really good gauges and tools in that book for finding balance in your life and knowing when you're out of balance. Because it only takes a second to get out of balance and you end up dead on the side of the road. Hi, Nan. Thanks for joining. So, we are offering The Storm at our website, BORN26.com. Go to that website right there on the front page. It says free download. Click here. Go ahead and click that. Put it in your email. You'll get a link sent to your email, and you just download the book. It's a PDF file, and it took me about 6 months to read through that book, to try and understand all the formulas, all the information in there. There's a lot of good information that helps you ask the questions of life. In addition, some really great stories from Joe's life. You wonder how he's sitting here on a bike today, why he's not laid up somewhere, because he's been through a lot of interesting experiences in his life, a lot of opposition. So check out the book, leave some feedback, positive, negative, whatever. I'd like to get that book edited, cleaned up as much as possible before we go to a hard print. So if there are any editor types out there that love to wordsmith, grammars, love grammar, or just are creative with style and can read the book, understand its message, and find a way to help relate it to a lot of people. That's what we're looking for. We just want to get this message out, these tools out there. For example, my brother Lance helped my Uncle Joe here with his self-discipline tool that he's taken from some motorcycles there. There's a self-discipline tool or charities measure tool on our website as well. Go check that out. Oh, more motorcycles, hold on. I love these motorcycle guys. They're always waving and smiling. Gives a little bit more encouragement. We're waving back. So go check out the Charity Measures tool. Take that little quiz. Man, it's a bit noisy out here today. Okay. And what you'll find is charity is not love. Charity is a measure of self-discipline. If you go back and change charity out for self-discipline in 1 Corinthians 13, you'll find that definition makes a lot of sense. The definition for love is really easy. It's free. That's it. Love is free. And so go take that Charities Measure quiz on our website and see how you score. So Lance helped us translate that into some wit and fun. So give some feedback to Lance and us if you think anything could be better, or if you like what it is. We're really just trying to build out that website with the tools for life that are just sourced from Jesus, from the scriptures. All this stuff is right there in the New Testament. And it just takes someone to go in and hear what's being said. And that guy right there has spent most of his life doing that. He's got that gift for analyzing and looking for patterns. And he's pulled these tools out in a way that can help people and in a way that they can relate to. So yeah, go check those things out, and we'll be putting more tools up as we go along. I'm working on a tool right now called the Bubble of Bliss, and I've been through that with most of my most of my siblings. Still got to get some others, but it's a great tool for understanding each other and understanding the relationships around you and how to better relate to each other and respect each other's voices. That's the tool I'm working on right now. We'll be putting that out there at some point. But if you'd like to see it now, I'd love to run through it with you. Maybe in the afternoon or something on a ride day. I get a chance. So, okay. So balance. I got off on that tangent because all the tools for balance, or the gauges, as we like to call them, like gauges in a car or an airplane, gauges on my phone here for my bike, gauges on my wrist. We're just measuring life and what's going on. And if you can measure what's going on, you can learn to balance things out, figure out what's working for you. But there are 3 basic gauges that everybody has, and that's how we think about ourselves and our lives. That's the well-being gauge. There's the health gauge. That's how we do things in life. And then there's the giving and receiving gauge. That's our wealth in life. All right? And all these are outlined in the storm to some degree. And again, we'll be putting together other tools in the future to help people play with these tools online and figure out where their balance is. So let's just run through them real quick so you can get a rundown, and then you can go get more detail in the book. So your well-being is tied into how you think, right? Thinking right. Well, nobody can tell you how to think right because you got to be your own person. So you got to tie your thinking into what your purpose is for life. And that's understanding your passions, understanding your ideas and making sure they're principled and they align with your moral compass, and then coming up with a plan, put those things into action. And that provides you purpose. And once you can define that purpose clearly to yourself and others, you can have a gauge for your well-being. So that's the first gauge. Second gauge is your health. Let's do things. Let's do them right. All right. So once you understand your purpose, you can go look at your health gauge. And health is eating live food and doing activity that you love over time. So it takes a time commitment over your life. If you can follow that simple formula, eat, E-A-T, eat live foods, do an activity that you like at least 3 times a week, 30 minutes a day, or each time is a good place to start. And then do it every week. And if you can do that, you're going to be pretty healthy. So the live foods are, let's see, I covered this on the day 6 broadcast. I'll briefly go over it again. Live foods are, you want to get as close to the sun as possible in your food source. So if you think of the sun directly through photosynthesis, well, green plants, algae, lots of those organisms. Well, if you can find ways to concentrate those organisms and consume them in your body, you're going to also consume that light. So, green juice, great place to start. If you can have a green juice, fresh green juice every day, your body is going to be a lot healthier. It's going to have all the nutrients that it needs and all the light. Okay, can't get that. Well, we're developing a drink right now called ATP, and that formulation gives you the key vitamins and minerals that you need for the day. But what's unique about it is the delivery system. It delivers it in a way with the right chemistry that your cells will suck it in, they'll recognize it, and they'll use it for regeneration, the same way the juice does. And if you can't get that, then I'm going to go to a gas station like I did this morning. I actually had my ATP this morning, and then I wanted to get some juice too, so I went to the store and got a Naked juice, green juice, and it's kind of dead at this point, but I'm going to get the best that I can out here. That's the best I can get. After that, you're going to go to a multivitamin, and you got to watch the multivitamins you get because most of them don't absorb into your system. And one way to test that is just to put them in water and see if they dissolve. If they don't dissolve, they're not going to dissolve in your body. If they don't dissolve in water. But even if they dissolve, it still may not absorb into your body like a fresh green juice would, or ATP. So beyond that, for your proteins, you want to be eating legumes, beans. You want to go sparingly on the meat. Meat is just dead. I mean, meat is dead. It's dead food. So you want to try and get your protein from plant-based sources if you can, legumes and soy. I'm not a vegan. I mean, I was a vegan for a year, so I could control my meat, learn how to control my meat eating. But I'm not now. I still eat a little meat here and there because I need that protein. If I can't get it in a plant-based source that's concentrated enough, then I'll go to meat. But there's an order to it, so it's like I talked about yesterday. There's an order to everything. So my order for how I eat is to get as close to the sun as possible, because that is where all of the energy for this earth comes from. And all of the energy in our food comes from that sun. It sounds maybe a little crazy, but I guess it just sounds crazy because it's so simple. We don't need complex things in our body. They just don't know how to handle them. So eat live foods. Okay, that's the first part of the health equation. And be active over time. Yes. Thank you, Dusty. That is an even better way to say it. High frequency vibration foods, right? Food is about light. Light is about frequency, vibration. That's right. So you can also use essential oils. Those are really high frequency, and my sister Maddie can tell you about those. And you can use other methods to bring those high frequencies into your life, like good music. So feed your body with high frequency and high vibration type food and other things. Bring the light into your life. And then the activity, really that's just about finding something you like that's going to challenge your body, provide some opposition, whether it's walking, running, biking, swimming. I tried CrossFit. It took me a month to like that, but then I really loved it. It was a great time, so it's about just finding something that you like so that you'll stick with it. All right, we're going to stop here for our first break, and I'm going to finish up with you. Whoop. Sorry about that. Okay. EA, and then the time is the time commitment. Typically, if you try and get that good eating at the beginning 3 times a week and your activity 3 times a week, that's a good place to start and get you going. And then you just work up from there. That's where I started with CrossFit, just going 3 times a week, and then I worked up to full and then 5 days a week. And the same with the juicing. Started with a few times a week, worked myself up to every day. You gotta be patient with yourself and have mercy. Don't judge yourself. Just keep looking at it. That's the time part. So that's the health gauge. That one's a lot easier to measure because it's so physical, and you're putting things in your body. All right. So we've talked about the well-being gauge, the health gauge. The last one is the wealth gauge, and that has to do with your emotional, physical, and financial health. Wealth. Those are the 3 components. And that gauge is all about proper giving and receiving. Okay, so how do you measure financial success or emotional success or physical success? Well, you're not going to measure it with any kind of monitor. But the easiest way to measure it is to understand the 2 intentions in life. Those are a love intention or a business intention. When I'm interacting with someone or something, is it for love? Am I giving my minutes, manpower, my money, knowledge? Am I doing that freely? Am I giving to that person freely? Or am I expecting something in return? Or in other words, am I doing it for a fee? They're both fine. They both work in this world, but what is important for understanding on your gauge is when you're doing each. So many people, for example, go into business with their friends or family, and they do it because it's a love relationship. It's familiar, and you're used to giving freely in that relationship. And then what happens is the expectations start coming in, and nobody bothered to write them down or think about them. So all of a sudden, you're doing your intention for your relationship started out of love. It was free. All of a sudden, there are expectations, and you're expecting something in return, and that's for a fee, whether it's money, minutes, manpower, or knowledge. So if you can sort out those 2 intentions in every relationship you have, then you're going to be able to measure your emotional, physical, and financial wealth. So just use those 2 things. Love is free. Business is for a fee. So as you go out today into the world and you're shaking hands with people or talking to them, just take an extra second to ask yourself, is this relationship love or is it business? Is it free? Or am I expecting something in return? If you're expecting something in return, be very clear what that is, what you're giving and what you're receiving. And write it down or make it explicit in your communication with that person. If you're giving freely for love, then just love. And don't expect anything in return. And that is the gauge for your wealth. So the 3 gauges in life: well-being, how we think; our health, how we do; and our wealth, how we give and receive. And these are tools that are right there in the scriptures, in the New Testament. And so, this isn't anything new, and everybody's heard of these things before: health, wealth, well-being, mental, physical, emotional health, all these things. But what Joe has done is put these into an easy formulation that even I can understand and start to apply. So if you go look in the book in the Storm, those things are there. Those tools are there. How to think about them is there. So give it a try. See if you like the tools. If you don't, make your own tools. But just understand that the point is it's important to find balance in life. And there are tools available to all of us to find that balance. We don't need to depend on doctors and lawyers and all these other professions to find that balance for us. We can find that balance ourselves and use them. Those professions are there to help us, not to direct us. We are our own directors, each of us. So look for the balance in your life today in those 3 categories. Ask your spouse, ask your friends, your mother, your father, your brothers, your sisters. Check in with them. Ask them how their health, wealth, and well-being is. And use those same tools to listen and to help them out. All right, so that is what we're writing for today. Those are the mountains we're writing to. And we will be weighed and measured as we go up those mountains. Our ability will be tested. And you'll hear about it tomorrow on the next broadcast. So that's it for today. Again, everybody, love you guys. And thank you for the continued support on our Facebook page, on Instagram and Twitter. Send us comments, feedback, encouragement, any learnings you're getting. We're all just out here learning together. My purpose for this ride was to be out here on this bike to get answers for my life. So I'm doing that. I'm already getting those things rolling in my mind. So I'm excited about that, and I hope you're getting answers for your life as well as we go on this journey. And getting all kinds of comments here from Dusty. Yes, I am growing a beard. Tina hates the beard, so while I'm away, I'm going to grow one and see what it's like, and then I'll shave it off. But we'll see how that goes. It could get ugly. And Dusty says faith can move mountains, and that is correct. Faith is hard work, and hard work can move mountains. So go out today, set the example for the ones you love. Be balanced, find balance. Use the tools that are freely given to all of us, whether through the scriptures or through Joe's book or on this broadcast. Challenge yourself, look for opposition, understand your weaknesses and vulnerabilities. Don't judge yourself, be merciful, understand that God's got your back, there is grace there. I heard it again today in the scriptures in Matthew, I believe in chapter 13, and in chapter 11, it explains the character of our Father, God, and grace is there, and as long as we just keep trying, doing our best, He's going to be there to pick us up. So that's my challenge for you guys today. Go out, do something new, work hard, find some opposition, retool, be merciful to yourself, find peace, happiness, live a poised and balanced life. Love you guys, and check in with you tomorrow.